If I obtain temporary residency in Mexico while being based in the US and remotely work for a US based employer, but plan to spend more than 180 days in Mexico per year, would I incur a tax liability in Mexico under Mexican law?
Okay, in this case, we have to see many situations of the life of this person, but mainly what rules here is what is the source of income. If this person is not having an employer in Mexico, I see that is working for a US-based employer, then that person could be here with a migration permit without having to pay taxes in Mexico, even though that person would have double residency without becoming Mexican tax resident. Also, they can have now bank accounts in Mexico as foreigners. So that person, with this information, I think that would be remaining as a U.S. tax resident 100% without risk of being taxed in Mexico.
Right, but I'm just wondering, what about the 180 days? So that days test. If they cross 183, if they cross 6 months, does that change their position?
Well, the position is applicable for those who are carrying out professional services or business profits. So in terms of that, if they are not earning income from a Mexican source, they are not. They don't have the obligation to become Mexican tax resident. They will be as a U.S. tax resident, and if they have some, let's say, some professional services, professional extra services, they could be considered taxable in Mexico, but as a U.S. resident. Then the payer or the client should be withholding 25%, not paying that person then a return and the whole income worldwide.
So in other words, they split their income between, the Mexico source income, which is going to be taxable, and then the rest of their income that arises outside of Mexico won't be taxable. Is that fair?
In terms of withholding, yes.
Yeah.
Because the withholding would be only for the income coming from Mexican source, but this person should consider the whole income from Mexico and the U.S. In the annual return in the U.S. And maybe having the right to credit the Mexican tax paid.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks for that.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.